Hey all, this is Param again. Okay, in this video we will see two other set of actions. Okay, and in those actions can be performed on which phase. Okay, so we will discuss. Okay, first one is allocate. Allocate means obviously what allocate can happen in warm and cold only these two phases we can use allocate. So allocate means what actually? See, very simple. The index can be allocated to the which machines. Okay, while allocating some of the options also we can enforce. Okay, then what is the how many number of shards? Okay, and how many shards should be per node. Okay, that's what how number of shards per node, and that's we can configure, and the number of replicas. Okay, these two reduce the size. Okay, that is what. Okay, and we have other option also using that what we can say. Let's say we have many warm node. Okay, many warm node. Okay, so now I want to move specific to set of warm specific index to specific warm node. Okay, so this for this requirement obviously we can use allocate. Okay, so we can define some of the custom attribute in the elasticsearch.oml file itself. Okay, in the elasticsearch.oml file itself we can define some custom attribute. Using those values we can specifically allocate a particular index into particular warm node. Okay, rather than to arbitrary warm node or arbitrary cold nodes, still we can specify which warm node and which cold node our index has to be allocated. So that is for that there are three attributes also there: include, exclude, require. Okay, these are custom attributes. Okay, you can define any value in the corresponding nodes of elasticsearch.oml files. Okay, and you can use those value in this include, exclude, and require. Okay, along these specifications you can also specify number of replicas and the number of shards has to be there. That is what allocate. So obviously allocate is available only warm and cold. It is allocate is not supported in the hot because of already in index is in hot node, right? So what is the meaning of allocate there? Okay, whenever okay, before to look into migrate, I'll open my I'll open my no. Okay, here allocate. Okay, so as I said, allocate action can be performed in warm node and cold node, right? Okay, so here you can see the number of replicas. Okay, here you can see the one require, right? So box type should be cold. So what is I can say in the warm node when allocation is happening. Okay, that means move to the cold node. The box type should be cold. This is the key value pair which we define in the elasticsearch.oml file. So that what is the advantages? Yeah, as I said earlier, we can move the particular index into particular warm node. Or let's say assume we have many warm node, many cold node. So which node if you want to move? So that's what that is what. Okay, and here you can see the number of replicas. Okay, so in the while moving the warm node in the allocate actions. Okay, allocate actions number of replicas. How many replicas I want? I can obviously most of the times just one copy is enough. Okay, similarly number of shards per node. How many shards has to be there? Okay, it's like again let's say I can say 2, something like that. Okay. These are the attributes. Okay, now include. So here this is include and exclude require. All these are works with respect to the custom attribute. So it will direct to the specific warm node or specific cold node. Okay, I think this is also the same thing. Okay, these are just custom attribute. Okay, you don't expect that these are some settings comes from the Elasticsearch. No, these are just custom attribute which we will define in the elasticsearch.oml file. We will use those value to move specific things. Okay, that's all about the allocate actions. Okay, now migrate. That's all about the allocate actions. Okay, then migrate. Okay, obviously I will tell you what is a migrate. Okay, so whenever the migrate actions is inserted automatically. Okay, inserted in automatically. Let's say migrate actions, again these two can be in migrate actions, okay, can be in cold and warm node. Okay, whenever we migrate actions inserted by default automatically by ILM. Okay, so okay, if you want to disable, you can disable. Enable there was one option is called that you can make it as enable, disable that. Okay, now what do you mean, what is the difference between allocate and migrate means? See, in the allocates we are specify, in fact both are same. In fact I would say both are same. Either one is enough, in fact. Okay, if you specify allocate, then no, you don't need to use migrate. Okay, if you have not specified your allocate, then only migrate actions inserted automatically. If you are specifying allocate, then fine. If you are not specifying allocate, any allocate action, then migrate action inserted automatically by the ILM itself. Okay, so the big story what is now? Okay, we can specify in the migrate we can specify number of tires. Okay, what is that? What is that now? Let's say we want to target in the cold. Okay, we want to move our index to the cold, but there is no cold node. Okay, then what does it mean? Then it's fall back to the warm node. Okay, if there is a warm node, obviously it can reside there. Otherwise, there is no something warm node, then it will move to again back to the hot node. That is what migrate actions inserted automatically. That's why. Okay, so whenever we moving our index from here to there or there to here, I mean warm node to cold node. Okay, warm node to cold node, that the migrate actions, it's really helpful. It's kind of fallback options. Okay, when particular node is not found, then fallback actions. Okay, we will specify that one parameter. Okay, and that is called index routing allocation dot include tires preference. Okay, so that is what variables. In that variable we will specify what are the nodes has to be preferred. Okay, so if it is available in the frozen type, if you are specifying the frozen, it will stay there. Otherwise it will back to cold node. It will be if there is no space, there is no node called node in the cold tire, or there is no resources in the cold tire, then it will fall back to the warm node. So you can so obviously we if we need, we explicitly we can define in the allocate. Otherwise migrate actions inserted automatically, it's move the indexes from one node to another node. When the target node is not there, then it will fall back. Okay, so that's the options we even in fact that options we will specify in that attribute called what is it now? As I said, index dot routing dot allocate dot include dot underscore tire underscore preference. Okay, in that we can specify data frozen, data cold, data warm, data hot in the order. Okay, that means reverse order. Okay, the reverse order we will specify. And there is one more option is enabled. So as I said, if there is no allocate action, ILM automatically insert the insert the migrate action, right? So if you want to specify, no, I don't want the migrate action by default, then you can disable them. That is what the one boolean option is there. That's it about the migrate actions. Okay, so so almost migrate and the allocate actions is a counterpart. You can say it's a counterpart. Allocation actions is defined by explicitly. Migrate actions is defined implicitly. That's what, when there is no allocate actions. But again, these two actions are available only the warm node and the cold node. Thank you. Thanks for your watching.